So you'll see there the brake reservoir says .3 and the clutch says .4. Well, this is going to have .4 fluid in it. So this is available. It's a .4 cap. So I'm just going to do the swap just for consistency, and then we're going to bleed the brakes. Alright, well, before I get started bleeding the brakes, I wanted to show you guys the Motive power bleeder 1108. The 1108 will fit the Gen 5 Camaro. It has the 3 prongs there. It's not the screw-on type. And that cap is plastic. They do have a more expensive version of this. I think it's about, I don't know, $15–20 more. That'll come with an aluminum cap, and you can buy these separate for your application. There's also different gasket washers for the cap, and I haven't read the instructions yet, so it's not much of a review so far, but I'm not quite sure what that hose is for. At first I thought it was, well, it's the pickup, but it's not, because inside you can see the pickup tube there. And that pickup tube obviously goes here, so when you fill this with brake fluid and you put this all together, put that on the reservoir of the car, pump it up, it will pump brake fluid into the reservoir while you bleed. That is the wet method. They also have a dry method where you connect it without fluid and you just pump it up 15 pounds of pressure, and it pressurizes a reservoir. You bleed the brakes at the caliper as you normally do, but you got to be very careful you don't run your reservoir out, because obviously you don't want to introduce air into the brake lines. Anyway, I'll be using this when I bleed the brakes, and I'll show you how that's set up. I had a little bit of trouble at first getting the cap to go on, so I put a little bit of brake fluid on the seal on the inside of the cap to lubricate it, and the cap went on nicely. Took a little bit of Teflon tape for that seal, for that joint, and right now I only have it sitting at 5 pounds. So just want to see if it's going to leak down, if I got a good seal on the cap. Looks like I did. The instructions say to pump that up to 15 psi. I'm going to check my service manual before I do that, because it may say otherwise, but everything that I've seen online says to do it 15 psi. I haven't done that yet because I'm concerned about that cap right there. So you'll know I put that cap on as part of the kit for the clutch reservoir, and the little clamp that was on there I don't feel was adequate, even though the cap was nice and tight on that barb. I just didn't trust it. So that's why the worm gear is there, worm gear clamp. So before I go and pressure this to 15 psi, I'm going to check the service manual, put down lots of rags to make sure that thing's not going to blow off and squirt brake fluid everywhere, and then I can proceed. Okay, 2014 service manual. We're in the hydraulic brake section. This is on page 5-234. The previous pages were talking about manual brake bleeding, and then you have pressure brake bleeding. A lot of that has to do with making sure the master cylinder was properly bled before, and so actually it can go to 25 to 30 pounds. Charge a J29532 or equivalent to 25 to 30 psi. I'm not going to do that because I've seen people do it at 15 pounds and it works just fine. So I know I'm not going to be over, and that's what I was concerned about. So read a little more on the instructions, and they say not to lubricate this pump with petroleum-based oils, probably because the seals don't handle it. But funny, it says oil here, so you got to make sure you read the instructions on these things. It says to use brake fluid compatible grease, and there's a few other things in there anyway. But got to go check the service manual on bleeding sequence, and I'll let you know what I find there. Well, every time I work on this car, I'm glad I got this manual. So, like I said, pressure bleeding, they pump it up to 25 to 30 psi, then they wait 30 seconds. Now I did pump it up to 15. That cap did hold no problem, and it didn't bleed down, so I know the pressure is good there. But it said to wait 30 seconds and then inspect the rest of the brake system to make sure it's not leaking. You don't want to be introducing air into the system when you're trying to bleed air out of it. So we were correct in assuming the right rear caliper, the inboard caliper first, and then the outboard. So there's 2 bleeders on each wheel. What's different about this car is the next wheel is the left front, inboard and outboard. And then the left rear, inboard and outboard. And then the right front is last, inner and outer. Now I can only assume that the right front is done last because that is where the ABS module is under the hood. I'm not quite sure why they do the left front as a number 2 wheel and then the left rear. Maybe it has something to do with ABS. I'm not sure, but this is the sequence in the manual, and it's a sequence we're going to be doing today. After that, they're just talking about making sure everything's tight. Make sure you have proper fluid, and to press and release a brake. There's some more instructions there if you want to pause. So here we have the bleeder with about a quart of brake fluid in it. I actually ended up putting about 2 quarts in. Pumped this up to 25 pounds was the minimum. The air bubble in there is nothing to worry about. It'll actually be an advantage to us later when we take the cap off. Alright, I've got the right rear on, and I got it chopped because coming up next is the left front. So we're getting the left front ready to jack up. I'm going to loosen up lug nuts, jack it up, put a jack stand underneath it, and get the wheel off. So this was the second wheel that I did actually. You'll see the plastic on the fender. That's just plastic wrap from the kitchen. I put the lower one on first and then put the upper layer on, kind of acting like a shingle just in case my towel did not catch any of the brake fluid. Later on you'll see what I'm talking about. But just for the sake of time I sped this up. There wasn't a whole lot here other than me bleeding, and I'll show you more of that later in the video. So the purpose of all this was to flush the system out and to put new fluid in. There wasn't really any air in the system that I needed to worry about. So now that that's done, I'd like to take a little denatured alcohol and just clean out the threads. We're done. So here I'm working on the left rear. So the actual 2 bleeders that I was talking about. This one in the back, because the brake line is so close to the caliper, the wrench seemed to get hung up on the brake hose and also would cam up against the caliper itself, and I would think that the bleeder is tight, and it wasn't tight, so just be aware of that. It's also a good idea to use a paper towel when you're taking the bleeder hose off so you don't dribble brake fluid all down the caliper. The caliper is pretty resilient, but you still don't want brake fluid on it. So that one was actually pretty dirty. Interesting that that one's dirty and the other ones aren't, but Okay, we're on to doing our last wheel, so of course be sure to use your jack stands. I put the wheel chocks opposite of the wheel I'm working on, so I'm going to be working on this front. Car's in gear. So I'm not going to bore you with this one. It's just like all the other ones. We're finished purging the brake system. We have new fluid throughout. Right now we're at 25 pounds, so we need to relieve pressure in the bottle. So we have to do it from this end. The cap's a little bit tight. Next time I'll lubricate that with a little bit of brake fluid. So now that pressure's gone, it's equalizing, a little bit of air coming up in the line. And you can see when I take the cap off the reservoir that the reservoir is very full. This is why we have towels down under the master cylinder, as you see. And I'm going to move the towel over because I'm going to grab my turkey baster and suck the extra fluid out until we're to the max level, and then put the cap on and we'll be done. I used a little denatured alcohol and wiped down the reservoir. The reservoir had just some brake fluid that had dribbled out a little bit from me wiping with kind of a wet paper towel. It was just on there. So in order to get that off, denatured alcohol, wiped it all down. Doesn't hurt the plastic, doesn't hurt the rubber, doesn't hurt the paint. Unlike acetone or even brake cleaner, can hurt a lot of things, especially plastic. Hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by today to watch the video. I hope you got something out of it, and check out that Motive pressure bleeder. It's so much easier than having two people and somebody pressing on the brake. And I don't prefer the dry method. I prefer the wet method, even though there's a risk of spilling brake fluid. The dry method is just too risky. There's too much of a risk of putting air into the master cylinder. I don't suggest doing that at all, even though there's other people on YouTube that do it. If you do like the video, give me a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, check out my other videos. And if you like those, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. And any new videos I put out in the future, we'll be sure to get you notified. So as always, have a great day. And once again, thanks for stopping by. Take care.